Ooh. So it is Saturday evening, and on Saturdays and Fridays, and occasionally during the week, some point like Wednesdays when it's a good football game or something, I pour myself an ale. So as you do when speaking to friends, because we're all friends right here. That's how I see it. Let's drink a beer together and yeah, let's have a chat. A bit of a channel update, a bit about everything. I guess not highly edited or something. Just chilled back, relaxed. You will probably see this tomorrow when it's Sunday evening. So join me for a skull. Yeah, first off, over 2,000 subscribers. Huge thank you, all of you who have clicked that subscribe button, leaving the likes on the videos, giving views, watching the ads, commenting, all that stuff, all that support. Greatly appreciated. There's several of you guys who has been with this channel for quite some time now. That's really cool, really, really cool. So I can't say enough how much I appreciate it. So thank you. First off on this, I have a bit of a bullet list, so just to keep track on a few things at least that I want to mention. And a little bit over a year ago now, I did a video, kind of what I explained what I wanted to use this channel for, and that was to raise money for an organization called Suicide Zero, which yeah, exactly that. They work for the prevention of suicides in all various ways. It's a Swedish organization, but a lot of their findings, of course, I think hopefully can spread to other countries as well. And that's an organization I know as valid, they use the money what they say they are using it for. So that's of course is very important when anyways. And if you saw that video I did, you also know that the reason behind this is because I lost my own mother due to a suicide in the summer of 2019. It's still hard to say it out loud like that, but that's the truth. That's just how it is, And yeah, that was also a major reason why I ended up starting the channel eventually as well, As I said, I explained this a bit more about that in that video. And I'm not planning on going into detail about it here, but that's the thing. So we can have a look actually. We reached monetization in May. Let's go to show transactions. But first, here on this AdSense account, how you get money is by the ads. And you're essentially an employee by Google. And you get paid by the amounts of ads that your viewers watch. And that ad revenue gets into your bank account once a month, every 1 to 2 months, because there's a certain threshold you need to make, basically. And this is, of course, in Swedish kroner, but you can basically just cut a number out, take the first two, and think of that as dollars. So what we basically have right now in this account is $46. And you need to make at least $70 in order to get paid, basically. So, and this has taken me about 2 months to get to that point before I actually get a payment in my regular bank account. So we can check like this. We can check all the time. And yes, let's just scroll down a bit. So here we can see, for 1st to 21st, 31st of May, we had 0. Then in June, we got our first, which was about $33. Then in July, we got about a couple of more dollars. So adding, this is always the total number. So this of 554 is this number in addition to what we got in July, if you get what I'm saying. Hopefully you do. Hopefully I make myself clear enough. I need a sip more beer, I think. Cheers. So it wasn't until in August we actually got our first payment, about $74. And looking at this, this is ThisIsTotalWar for Suicide Zero, my own page on this organization's website. Firstly, you can see the total amount of raised money so far, which is about $330. About, so not that much. It's not that much yet. Hopefully, we'll get even more. And I have put in money myself to start it off, and there is actually a couple of other donations. I don't know who of you it is, but thank you for that as well. But here we can see we put in here, all right? That was the first payment, 740 Swedish krona, which adds to about $74, which we could see was our first payment in August, essentially. So all the money raised through the ad revenue since getting to monetization has been going to this purpose. And I will make a slight adjustment from here on, because if you see our latest payment, which is this one we got in December, which basically was our highest yet so far. Major reason for that is the advertisers pay more money for showing the ads prior to Christmas and all that stuff, you know. But we got one. It's kind of messes with my head saying it, trying to say it in dollars instead of the actual Swedish kronor number here. But about $115. That's about right? About. And if you can see, I only, from ThisIsTotalWar here, put in about 60. Probably need another sip of beer because I can't seem to get this right. But so basically, from here on, the new standard of the channel will be that 50% of this ad revenue the channel gets will go towards ThisIsTotalWar for Suicide Zero. The other 50% will go to upgrades of my computer, basically. Because still, I have a decent gaming PC that still can handle most of the games in a good amount of quality. But it has 4 years on its neck now, about. And it's soon time to upgrade it again. So that costs money, and I need to save up money now already. The fact is, I already started to save during the summer, and since then, just to make sure I have a buffer to be able to do it when the time comes. Hopefully in the end of this year, but we will see. It depends. So yes, once again, we're not speaking about that much money, but everything helps here, basically. And I need a good gaming PC in order to continue to do this. It's as simple as that. But not only that, I will also give something back to you with a gift card here and there, I guess. Maybe there's other ways as well. And I thought I could start with actually here. So if you just write me a comment down below, I will, depending on how many that actually writes a comment, but I will basically do a lottery between your names, and I will hand out 2 Steam gift cards of $10 each. So just write me something. Just write hi, what you think of the channel, or just say I'll have one of those gift cards. Thank you. Anything, and your name will be in the bowl as well. So yes, and that brings me to another thing, because the least you can do is actually watching the ads that pops up when you watch a video. Greatly appreciated if you would like to run them the entire ad. I get that you don't have the time for it always, or simply can't just stand to watch the entire ad every time. But if you do it from time to time, that would be greatly appreciated, because that actually helps. So that's, at the very least, please do that. But if you would like to contribute even more, there is actually one more option available, and that's those super thanks, it's called. That shows up in the lower end of the video. You can show some support with a super thanks if you would like to do that. Completely optional. I don't expect anything. Don't get me wrong, but the option is there if you want to. And same thing there. 50% will go to the charity, and the rest of the 50% will go to that buffer for upgrading the PC and a Steam gift card back to you guys in giveaways from time to time. So what's next on the channel then? The Eastern Roman Empire campaign, that one continues as usual. I don't really know. I've been trying to guess before how many episodes it will be before it ends, and I've been wrong every single time, so better not do that, I guess. But we will continue until it's done. Until the whole map is painted of the Eastern Roman Empire. That's it. When we get to that point, it finishes, obviously. And it will take the time it takes. And the amount of uploads, it's I know it varies. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you only get like one a week. And that basically depends on a number of things actually, but mostly, number one, if how much I've been able to play overall, because that time is limited, with a full-time job, kids, wife, and all that stuff. So that's one reason. The other reason is that I don't want to burn myself out on the campaign. I've been mentioning this from time to time in the campaign, but I rather take a step back and upload like one episode a week for a while, instead of continuing to doing like 2 or even 3, and actually start to burn myself out on the campaign. Because I think it's in order to make it fun to watch, I think I need to enjoy it. Because if I don't, that will shine through too much. And that will, in the end, make the episodes worse. So I think it makes sense. It's going to take some time. But and that, it goes up and down. I'm sure you feel the same thing when playing a game or a campaign. Through a couple of days, maybe you're really super excited and really into it, and play it a lot, and then it goes a few days where you just don't feel like it, and that's just how it is with playing games, I guess. The Medieval Kingdoms Milan campaign, it's done. You've probably seen the thumbnail. Unfortunately, another defeat in this mod. We will get a campaign that will actually get to victory at some point. I learned a lot in the last campaign here with Milan, a very enjoyable one. And it's time to do another at some point. I'm thinking at the moment, this is always subject to change, of course, but right now I'm thinking at least before the summer, I will start a new one. I think that's the reasonable thing here, not in the next week or so. We shall see. I'm kind of hoping that there will be another update on the mod, which I would prefer before starting yet another one. But if the update doesn't come, we will do one either way. And this time, it's the Holy Roman Empire. That's the one I want to do. That's already decided in my head. A couple of more of the Elias campaign in Total War Pharaoh. Very fun one. Enjoy it so far. And you guys seem to have to as well. That is, I mean, it's getting, the first 3 episodes have been getting great views, great engagement, a lot of likes in relations to the other series on the channel. So I think it makes perfect sense to continue this one for at least a couple more, and then we'll see. I'm kind of not decided how far I will take that. Just I take a few episodes at a time. It's basically, yeah, you have a lot to say in this matter. If it's continued to get a lot of support and I continue to enjoy it, I will continue. That's the simple of it. Skål. Skål is, by the way, Swedish for cheers. What more? So, don't get me wrong. Total War will always be the bread and butter of this channel. That's the game I'm best at, and that's what the channel will be. That's the core of the channel still. Bannerlord, I did done a short playthrough now with Carl the Iron Axe. Have 1 or 2 more episodes to release, then I will actually round it up. I think that's it for this time, for just a short, feeling myself out a bit, learning about the game. And I've been continuing to learn about Bannerlord off camera as well, watching more guides, reading more guides and all that stuff, trying to soak in as much as I can in order to get better at the game, get a better understanding of it. At the same time, that's always nice, a balance thing. I don't want to learn too much from guides and stuff like that, because I want to learn myself during when I play it myself. But we all need a bit of hand holding with several stuff in the campaigns, and it depends. For me, it depends from game to game. But I feel like Bannerlord is one of those games where I need to speed up my learning curve and taking help from other people's playthroughs and guides and stuff like that. So I'm learning, and I have another series not recorded yet, but it's in here. But I also think I need to change my approach to Bannerlord, how I do it. Not necessarily to how I play the game, but a new approach on how I edit the episodes. Because Bannerlord is one of those games I found out pretty quickly where it has a lot of quite boring parts to watch. Fun parts to play, like doing trade. I think that's fun. When I do it myself, it's fun. But when I have looked back at it, I realize it's not fun to watch. And I can see this in the amount of engagement in these episodes. A few of them has gotten actually some good engagement, relatively, but other episodes not so much. And I realize this because there's too many boring parts in the episodes still. So I think I'm still toying with some ideas in my head how to do it, but I basically think record a quite large chunk and then edit those down to small action-packed videos. I think that's a better format for a game like Bannerlord. I will try it out. We'll see. You will be the deciding. You will decide if I do a good job enough, obviously. So more Bannerlord. With that being said, damn, that I didn't start to play Bannerlord earlier. I think it's so much fun. I will do a The Witcher 3 reboot. Why, you might ask? Yeah, why? Because I did 7 episodes and I stopped. And that has nothing to do with my enjoyment of the game, because I was in love in that game within the first episode. So immersive, so fun, and I'm dying to get back to it. But I stopped because the views were horrible. The views were horrible. And not only that, the stats in the analytics of those videos were also horrible. And it was pretty much dead on arrival. And I have one issue here because the first episode, I didn't edit out. Basically, YouTube is sensitive for nudity in gaming. In fact, this might actually be demonetized because I just said that word. And there's a bit of nudity in The Witcher 3, and it starts directly in the first episode. And I decided not to blur that part because I didn't think it was over the top, but I don't know. Apparently, I learned that YouTube is very sensitive towards this. So every single thing needs to be blurred out. I didn't do this, and the moment I published it, it was hit by not a strike, but a limited ad mark. And what that basically means, it not only means that you will get limited revenue from the ads watched, but the biggest problem here is it kills the video. It kills the video directly. You can actually check the stats on this one. Yeah, here. First episode, 122 views. That is bad. That is really bad. And we can see the reach. Every video, you can see the amount of impressions it gets. So every time it's actually visible for you to click and people to click. So 4,000 impression means that 4,000 times this video's thumbnail has been shown within the other videos, of course, for you to click. Like when you look at a video, you see all these videos on the side, and 4,000 is also a horrible number, even for my channel. We can have just as but let's stop here for one more time. The click-through rate is also bad, 1.7%, which means 1.7% of the people who have gotten an impression have actually chosen to click it. And that's also, at least on the very much lower end of my click-through rate overall. You can say have I think 5%, that is okay. 4%, I can live with that. 3%, I can live with that. 2.5% is okay, actually, when it's on episode 104, something like that. But below 2% is just pure awful. I tried to change the thumbnail to make it in order to kind of save it, but obviously not. Every metric here is bad. And I do realize, boys, that I need to do a better job when doing these kinds of videos, and I'm still trying to work it out here. I'm not much of an eccentric guy. I'm not particularly funny, I think, either. So my style is what it is. I'm just being myself. Calm, not yelling and all that stuff, not from time to time maybe, but that's just not my style. But I still need to be better on how I present myself during playing a game like this, to be a better entertainer. I need to continue to improve on that. I realize this, but at the same time, this series was very much dead on arrival. So just as a comparison, 4,000 impressions for episode 1, and that's the one who always gets the most, almost always at least. But it's always that one who gets the most views. So episode 1 is the most important one in order to actually, draw people in to potential viewers to the series. So yeah, dead on arrival. So as a comparison, episode 100 of our Eastern Roman Empire campaign. Far into a series, the metrics slowly goes down. It's the natural way of things. As the impression click-through rate is only 2.7%, so it's decreasing. But impressions is almost 5 times as much as the first episode of The Witcher. So this is not a huge number either, but it's definitely a lot more than The Witcher 3 first video. So yes, all in all, trying to not stay too long, but as I said, it would be a kind of a relaxed video. So at The Witcher 3 reboot, I will have another go with it, all in all. Other than that, I don't have too much in mind, actually. Or I have one in mind, but I don't know when. I want... This will sound crazy to you, and I don't know when I will do it, but at some point, I want to do another Western Roman Empire campaign. But basically, the hardest one with addition, and besides playing on Legendary and the ThisIsTotalWar achievement, with additional challenges, which will probably make that campaign to the most difficult one ever made, ever. So that's one I have in my head that I want to do at some point. I want to do that one, and that would probably be my final ever campaign in Total War Attila, because there's not much else for me to do in the game besides doing one of the Slavic factions as well. And I'm speaking overall what the campaigns I played myself. Obviously, I haven't done everything recorded, far from it, but that's basically after this one with the Eastern Roman Empire. I have one with the Slavic nations and a buffed Western Roman Empire one left on my list to do, basically. But then we'll see overall which kind of campaigns that will come to my attention. Shogun 2, I feel like I need to go back and try to have another go at that as well. I'm interested in the Fall of the Samurai, as I haven't done that either, and the idea of guns meeting katanas is really cool. We'll see. And other games as well. Yeah, Manor Lords dropping in a few months. I will definitely play that and probably make some kind of content. We'll see what kind of content it will be. I guess the market will be over-flooded with playthroughs of various much bigger YouTubers than myself. So we'll see what kind of approach I will have to it. We shall see. Well, I guess that's it for this one. Once again, cheers. Cheers for being here. And once again, thanks for all the support. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next one,